Bournemouth land pre-season friendly against Real Madrid. Spanish Giants picked Dorset Club for their first pre-season opening game. Mesut Ozil, Kaká and Cristiano Ronaldo are all expected to play. On Tuesday, July 2nd, 2013, it was announced that the Championship newcomers Bournemouth have pulled off the considerable coup by enticing Real Madrid to play a prestigious pre-season friendly on the 21st of July. The newly promoted Dorset Club, who are about to embark on their first season in the second tier of English football for 23 years, will welcome the 9-time European champions to Dean Court for a Sunday evening kickoff. The fixture will be Madrid's first match of their pre-season schedule and will be followed by a trip to the US to compete in the International Champions Cup against clubs of a decidedly more prestigious stamp, including Juve and Inter Milan. Madrid are expected to field some of their biggest names at Dean Court, including Mesut Ozil, Kaká and Cristiano Ronaldo in what they are billing as an exhibition match. Might end up like the Harlem Globetrotters, you never know. But Bournemouth fans hoping to watch the match will have to pay considerably more than the 20-odd day fork out for the run-of-the-mill fixtures at the 9,600 capacity stadium. Adult prices for season ticket holders will be £55, and for the others, the full cost has been set at £60. The Bournemouth chairman Eddie Mitchell claimed his club had been handpicked by Real Madrid for the fixture, which will be a landmark moment for the Football League. Diplomatically, Emilio Butragueno, Real Madrid's director of institutional relations, said the Spanish club will be looking forward to the challenge presented to us by our English opponents. Now, there's been outrage at the £60 ticket prices for Bournemouth v Real Madrid, and this was from the 3rd of July 2013. Football fans were shocked when they saw the news that Spanish giants Real Madrid were coming to the South Coast to face Bournemouth in a pre-season friendly. But the joy felt by many Cherries fans became short-lived when seeing what they have to pay to get in. With adult prices basically priced at a whopping £60 for non-season ticket holders. It is rumoured that a fee of around £1 million will be paid to the La Liga club, so the newly promoted championship side are looking to recoup some of the fee, but many football fans and journalists have taken to Twitter to vent their feelings at the extortionate price. At Potter_Hoppo said, Bournemouth can't be doing it to attract new fans. £60 to watch Real Madrid play there once? And many agreed with at Ryan Lee 13 saying Bournemouth charging their fans £60 to watch them play Real Madrid in the friendly. That's disgusting. While I am Deepak Patel tweeted, it's a complete joke that Bournemouth FC are charging fans £60 to watch Real Madrid in a pre-season friendly. Robbery. Now, there's also there's been a lot more. There's actually been a lot more outcry about this as well, because many were unconvinced by the statement. Chairman Eddie Mitchell said that this match is a gift to the fans of Bournemouth. With at Stand AMF saying £55/£60 for a friendly v Real Madrid reserves as a thank you to the fans. Hats off to Bournemouth. It's rare a club gets it so wrong. And from at Robin Talksport, I think it was, said, Dear Bournemouth, you are kidding yourself if you think £60 is an acceptable ticket price for a friendly, even if it is Real. Now, at Matty P_Glovex agreed, saying, Bournemouth stating that the pre-season friendly against Madrid is a treat to the fans at £60 a ticket. I'm sure they think it's a real treat. Now, you know what, yeah? It's funny. It's funny actually, because at the end of the day, Bournemouth, I can understand them trying to make money off of this situation. Them paying Real Madrid, apparently paying Real Madrid £1 million to play them. Correct me if I'm wrong, but how can if Bournemouth's chairman is saying they were handpicked by Real Madrid, why are they paying £1 million to play them? Surely, if you're handpicked by a team to play against them, you wouldn't expect them to pay £1 million for the privilege of playing against you. Surely. So there's something's rotten in. G-Man, I'll let you say that. Say it.
Rotten in Lucian.
With that one. And like, for me, it's a case of Bournemouth, you've really put your foot in your mouth. Because at the end of the day, you look at... let's put it this way. You got fans of Premier League clubs picketing and boycotting and getting meetings with the powers that be in football over paying £60 for Premier League games, one of the best leagues in the world. Now, for a pre-season friendly, you're trying to charge 60 quid. That is mockage. That is mockage. That is one of the most sincerest forms of mockage. Charging that for a pre-season friendly, no. Because no matter who's playing, 60 quid is mocking. But also the fact of the matter is, like, you don't make money as a football club by extorting your fans, because your fans are the ones who are paying their hard-earned money to go and see a match. Yeah, Bournemouth Real Madrid may be a once in a lifetime thing, but come on, don't fleece the people for that. Just because it might be a once in a lifetime thing, don't fleece the people. Come on, man, that's not on. And at the end of the day, if you want to make your money back, sell them little clicky clacker things, sell maracas, sell foam hands, sell commemorative scarves. I'm sure you'll sell out of those. It's one of them ones. Don't fleece the fans like that. I just think it's one of them was money grab is probably the best way of putting it. Gman, what do you reckon before we throw it out? Before we throw it out to the Skypers?
Well, like, my views on ticket prices hasn't changed at all. It's like, if you can afford it, go to it. If you can't afford it, don't go. Don't complain. And what I'll say with this year, though, I do agree with you totally. £60 is extortionate price, especially when I think about the Emirates Cup's coming up, 2 matches during the day, and it's only £25.
There you go.
Now that's the Emirates Cup. That's with Arsenal, Galatasaray, Porto.
It's a pre-season friendlies, but at the end of the day, there's a trophy at the end of it.
That's with a big lineup. Like, but this is just to play one-off match with Real Madrid at your home ground. So it's not like you're going away and you're charging the players those sort of. It says it's at your home ground. So you know, it's regulars coming to watch you and a couple of Spanish people coming over as well. Yeah. It's ridiculous. But in saying that, you know, I don't know if there's another, basically with the whole Barcelona ticket pricing for a special match in the MSL, it's like they're charging like $300 for that match. Yeah. Which is absolutely crazy. Yeah. Like, that's like...
Well, I mean, it's one.
I'm saying, when you put it into perspective, Real Madrid will put it in perspective and say, look, Barcelona are going over there, and they're charging double what we're charging here. Yeah. We're doing them a good little cut. Yeah. So,
well, there's been a charity match on Wednesday, July 3rd as well. There's been a charity match actually cancelled. With involving Lionel Messi, and some of those tickets. Yeah, tickets for the Messi and Friends game were being sold for up to $300, £197.
Crazy.
And it's one of them ones, man. I mean, you got to look at that, and it's one of them ones, man. I mean, but it was supposed to be Messi and Friends versus the rest of the world, and it was supposed to be like guys like PK, Fabregas, Busquets on Messi's team, and Lewandowski, Aguero, and Kevin Prince Boateng on the other team. So at least you can. No, you still can't justify £197 for a ticket for a charity match. So it's one of them ones. So look at, there's people. It's people trying to essentially fleece the fans.
But you know, it's a joke,
and it's not on.
It's a charity match. You've got the world's biggest stars apparently going to the match, who were built to go to the match. Yeah. Why didn't you just get the money off them? Get them to pay donations.
Exactly, rather than charging 197 quid for a ticket. You think 60 quid's bad, 197. And that match got cancelled. That match got cancelled at the last second. So, it's one of them ones, man. The whole thing is it's crazy. As said, man, you don't fleece the fans, because eventually you're going to push the fans so much that eventually they're not going to bother. You can't do that to your loyalists, to your most loyal fans either. Can't do it.
And just don't do it because it causes inflation. Because if you get away with it, other clubs are going to start to think they can get away with it.
And it will start happening across the board, So, I mean, we've seen quite a bit in the Skype chat. I know Tom Wood and Mike Harnham want to get involved as well, and also seen a lot from Samir as well. I mean, Samir, do you want to jump in first, and then we'll come to Tom Wood, and then we'll come to Mike Harnham as well. Samir, what have you been saying in the Skype chat about this Bournemouth issue?
I think it is a sign of the times. I gave the example, however, that two things. Number one, Bournemouth a handful of years ago was a club going out of existence. It's been a lot recently. Portsmouth and near neighbours being another one. Bournemouth's sustainable model has been one, obviously, with fan ownership, I believe, and just generally the way the club's been run and how they brought back Eddie Howe. It's a real shame what's happened now, because actually that club is the club that I've been pointing at for the last 2 years as a real bastion of how a club can be rebuilt from the ashes and can work its way back up to the Football League. And what they did last season with Howe returning was nothing short of incredible. Now, the way to look at it, I thought, is one of two ways. A, it is a PR disaster because the chairman and some of the comments that have been made just don't match up to what the reality is. You made the point about how if a club's been chosen, well, by Real Madrid or whatever, why are you charging such an extortionate amount because you've got this £1 million fee or whatever it is? That doesn't make sense. And also, the other way of looking at it is, well, they may see it as a one-off, although it is a PR disaster in that side, they may see it as a one-off opportunity to cash in on it. And as I said in the Skype chat, they don't really care. Let's be honest, they probably don't really care who comes as long as somebody comes. And they know market forces determine that people will pay £60 because it's Real Madrid. And having Cristiano Ronaldo turn up on the coast is going to get bums on seats. The problem that I think where they've shot themselves with, got my personal opinion, is they should have done this on a sliding scale. And this would still work. You have a certain amount of corporates, and you drop it all the way down to your concessions, and like you guys are saying, and you just absolutely sell as much physical merchandise as you can. That's not ripping fans off, because I mean, I'm one of these guys, when I go to football grounds all around the world or whatever, I'll buy a scarf, I'll buy a t-shirt, I'll buy a cap
to commemorate it,
saying I was there. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and that's a choice as well. That's a choice. Exactly.
This is nonsensical, because all you've said is it's 60 quid, like it or lump it, and they've tried to do a bit of spin on it to say, well, it's because of this, because of that. 2 and 2 equals 5 here, the maths don't add up. And let's compare it. There was a comment made earlier by, I think it was Gav, about the Emirates Cup, best value for money tournament, pre-season. You get, and it's a completely different format for a tournament as well. You look at the Bundesliga, which on average is like £30 a game. That's Premier League football, and we're talking about, no disrespect to Bournemouth, we're talking about a team that's just made it from the third tier of football, and they're charging £60 for a no-brainer friendly. In other words, nothing's going to come of it. So this is the problem with maybe English football as well, and what happened, and I've said this for years, when it happened to Italian football in the 90s, they're getting to a stage now where they're trying to build these models of, let's just take the money and run. But all you're doing is you're alienating your fans who were there when the times were hard but won't be able to afford to be there when the times are good. That's the biggest issue. And look at, I would say, if you want to have a good model, just use them over and over again. Look at Swansea and look at where they've gone on tour. They've gone on tour to Holland, where ticket prices are cheap. Lots of people have followed them over. They've got loads of new fans now, and I just think that's the way to go. Bournemouth are playing a very, very dangerous game with what they do. They could, pardon my French, pee off a lot of their hardcore followers. And Bournemouth are not an attractive club in the sense that they're not in a large city where they can afford to lose their loyal fans. So they need to remember where they've come from.
Exactly.
But on the other hand, to a certain extent, maybe we can't blame them for selling out as well. How many big clubs are going to want to play Bournemouth when they could be playing Chelsea or Manchester United in the US and raking in hundreds and thousands of dollars? So there's negatives and positives.
No, it's very true, and I think also in the Skype chat as well, there's been a couple of. It's mainly negative. It's one of them. It looks like it's mainly negative. I mean. Tom Wood, you wanted to jump in as well, didn't you?
Yeah, I was going to mention that prices what Southend are charging for when we take QPR.
Yeah.
Like we're charging £15 an adult and £5 concession, and that's against top QPR first team. But they're bringing down. It's all their big guns.
But then the thing that I would rebuttal that with would be the fact that Real Madrid and QPR are nowhere near in the same stratosphere. That's the only thing.
Yeah.
So that would be not throwing your point out and saying it's got no validity at all. But I do see what you mean. But it's one of them was, I mean, I said you just can't extort the fans, and obviously Southend are not trying to extort their fans. So it's one of them. I mean, Mike Harneman, you wanted to jump in as well, didn't you? Mike, you still there? Mike, where is he? Oh, he says 2 minutes. He wanted to jump in on this as well. But yeah, Samir, you bring up the Villa to Atletico Madrid.
No, I'm back now.
Look at him like Futurama. I'm back, baby. Like Bender. I'm back, baby. But that David Villa to Atletico Madrid is an interesting one for apparently about £4 million. So that's a weird one. But Mike, you wanted to jump in on the Bournemouth thing.
Yeah, I've got a couple of points on it. Kind of like what Tom was saying about what Southend are doing. We're doing the thing down here at David as well. We've got a few teams. We've got Leeds, QPR, Watford, and United 11 coming down. And with the season ticket, you get free tickets, free preseason friendlies, free with the season ticket.
Yeah.
So if Bournemouth done anything like that, then to their other friendlies, then it will pay off the fans. Obviously, don't do it for the Real Madrid game because they want to make money on it. But charge about £35, and fair enough. Because Dortmund come down. I think they played Oldham last Wednesday or last Thursday, last week. And I guarantee you, they did not pay £60 a ticket. That's all I can say.
No, true. No, that's a true point. I mean, this is the thing. With you selling your fans up the river, without the fans, who else have you really got? Because sponsors are not going to jump on board to something, an entity, a club, or whatever, who have no fans. So people have always got to remember that yeah, you may make money now, but without the fans, you ain't going to make money long term. That's what's always got to be boring. You've always got to bear that in mind. And it's short-sightedness. You say, yeah, let's get all the money we can from this now. It's like, mate, like, you could. I mean, it's one of them ones. You could forge a good long-term partnership potentially, but madness. And you know what, Samir? Would you like to say a goodbye to the people?
Yes, good evening and good night to everyone. Sorry, just got a very busy week ahead, so I need to prepare. But I'll be back on for a longer stint very soon. Thank you.
All good. You hear that? He's going to be back. Sam's going to be back. I love it. And you know what, yeah? I just want to say we've just got a text through on the mobile. 07535 804 466 is the number. Just got a text through. Leeds v FC Nuremberg prices are £12, adult £6 concessions. So it's one of them ones. Obviously, there's a lot in. I think that's from Russ Vernon. It's a case of, I mean, you look at it. There's Nuremberg again. Same with QPR, not in the same stratosphere as Real Madrid. I think that's what some people are missing. But I don't know, man. I mean, it's an interesting one. But you know what? Yeah. We gonna throw them T's up because Big T's in the house. Big T, what is up?
Well, what was up actually about 2 months ago? Liam, I've got to ask the question. What was up? It was, I think it was somewhere. It was, let me think. It was down where? And I mean, it's just gone now. But after hearing you talk, I'm very, very impressed. But I mean, it sounds like from what I've heard from the show, it's like men playing with children. I just don't know what's going on. I mean, I showed you that picture on Twitter. I mean, I know we should start our own little club, but then again, I don't want to get in a verbal slugfest with people who outweigh me by £70. at the end of the day, I mean, it's just one of those ones. I'm nicking your line, sorry, but yeah, I'm just glad to be on the show. It's nice and hot as always. Been very sticky these past few days, and yeah, just stick together, man. And as you would say, Liam, let's roll the show. One is one.
I love it. Did you want to jump in about the Bournemouth point, by the way?
What was the Bournemouth point about, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, it's in terms of Bournemouth setting their ticket prices at 60 quid if you haven't got a season ticket. And if you have got a season ticket, 55 quid for a pre-season friendly with Real Madrid.
Wow, that is pretty bad, that is. I think that's bad. I mean, we're playing Notts County. I'm a Notts County fan, obviously. We're playing Galatasaray next week at Meadow Lane, and it's 15 quid for an adult. Now, Galatasaray are not as big team as Real Madrid, but they're a European team who's won a shed load of trophies. They're a European pedigree. So I think Bournemouth have shot themselves in the foot. I think they're just basically making this price as high as they can because they haven't got enough money. But why in the blue hell do you need to make it that high just to see Real Madrid? I think Bournemouth should respect their fans and bring the prices down a bit so that people can watch it more and watch the game. I mean, it's another story I'll quickly bring up is about the Notts County Galatasaray match I was just telling you about. Well, there was a massive queue to get the tickets, and I was first in line, believe it or not, because I'm sad. But I was there, and they were going to bring the price up, but they set them at the same price of 15 quid. It's reasonable, but the average working man hasn't got enough money. So why Bournemouth are bringing the price up, I don't know. I think they need to pull their finger out and understand that not many people have got the money to pay for football matches. I think people will go, but I don't think it'll be a sellout, and I think that's a shame because Bournemouth deserved it. I mean, they've got into the Championship, and at the end of the day, the fans deserve a treat, but the board and the board, etc., just made it out of people's reach, and I think that's silly, really. I think they just need to think about it and change the prices at the end of the day. So,
no, I hear that. I mean, it's extorting. I just don't like the idea of extorting your own fans. I don't like that idea. I'm not on that. I mean, we're Liverpool. We're gonna be playing Galatasaray soon enough in a pre-season friendly. I think that's 25 quid. So I don't know, man. There have been times where we've played teams before, and we've been like, you know what? I think it was Liverpool v Wrexham a few years back after we won the Champions League. We won the Champions League. We went and played Wrexham, and it was like, no, you keep the gate receipts because they needed the money. So one of them was, you know, we'll help you keep the gate receipts. Don't worry about it.